Alright, hello everybody, I had a new video today. I had an individual. Let's actually bring up their name so I can respond to them. They asked, I gotta move that a little bit over. I think that looks pretty good. But first they asked, it's, I'm sorry, I'm gonna mispronounce your name. It's Beth Takacius? I don't know, I can't. Takacs. Beth Takacs. They asked, how many pounds of clay am I using? So I split a single block, right? I can actually show you. I split a whole block, so 25 pounds, into 6 semi-equal parts, right? And so what I do, let's flip it over for you. So like this first ball of clay I'm going to throw with came from this block. And what I do is I take 25 pounds, I cut right down the middle, bloop, and so you can see that right here. I cut right down the middle, and then I take the wire tool and I cut, I kind of guess on this top what would be a third, right? Because these ones are wider on the top, and then I cut again, and I split these into fourths, so that I have 6. All right, so that's roughly how many pounds of clay I'm using. So if you divide whatever I don't even know, whatever 6 divided by 25, a little bit less than 4, or a little bit less than 5 pounds a piece, right? And so that's kind of how I go about making these, right? I want to sort of get the best. I found that I can really maximize the height pretty well with like that much clay. If I do any more, I think sometimes I'm not utilizing the whole chunk of clay depending on how hard the clay is, right? And so that's usually my mentality on that stuff. But here's the one I'm using. I think, Beth, you also asked another question. What else did you ask? You asked me 2 on the same video, like a couple hours apart, which is like really cool to me. That means you went back and had another question. But the first question you asked was not that one that I just told you. That was the second question. The first question Beth asked was, hi there, I like that design. I was wondering if you could show how your outside hand is moving, how you get started. And so I guess I'm not fully sure what you mean there, right? But I'm tilting my wheel, and I'll sit off to the side here so that you'll be able to see this exterior hand a little bit better than what I normally do. So I'm going to try to get that working for you. I'm not going to do any angles today. I spent so long today trying to get my other camera working, so we're backwards sort of into the old camera. But I'm just going to get these pots done now. It's too late for me to continue trying to get it to work, so I'm just going to come back to it with fresh eyes tomorrow. But I'll show you the whole process of what this outside hand is doing this time in this video. I had somebody say that Make, I don't know, it looks like some Slavic language, commented UFOs or dragon flowers, right? That's the shape that they thought. They thought they were like UFOs or these things called dragon flowers. Really cool name. I kind of want to switch from calling them trees to dragon flowers. So I'm going to start probably doing that now. What else did people say? Know what you're doing, man. Oh yeah, somebody said the head cam footage is really hard to watch. So I think I'm going to try something new and instead of having the head cam, you know what? I gotta put the head cam in, but we're gonna do this live. We're gonna try to mess with it live. I don't know. This video is gonna be way too long. I can already tell. That's okay. Right now I'm trying to like set this in my head area. Okay, let's bring this over. Right? Okay, that's fine. But what I want to do is I just want to put this in the front. No. This is back. Okay, so GoPro camera is in the front. And I wanted to cut this so you could see. But I wanted to see if I could add a mask to it too. Transform. No, I don't know if it's transform. Not blending mode. Not transitions. It'd probably be under filters, I guess, right? No, not this one. GoPro. Filters. Audio video filters. No. Effect filters. Under delay. Well, I'm not going to be able to get it, but I think I'm just going to leave it in the corner this time. And I'll figure out later. But essentially what I want to do is I want to make it so it's not as shaky, right? Or what I want to do is change that little square to be, oh wow, I just hit my camera. Alright, come on. Things are kind of going awry. But now you guys can sort of see each of the camera angles, right? Why is this? I gotta get this over my thing here. Alright, well, I guess I should just get started. This is kind of an interesting format. I mean, I should put some sort of, maybe I can do that in post-production. I'll put a nice little barrier or something around that. And then what I can do is, it would be nice because I'll just keep it on throughout my throwing today. And then when I make the thumbnail, right, I will just, oh my gosh, shit's in my eye. Sorry, it's gonna be loud. It's gonna be scratching up against my eye. Oh wow, I probably got a bunch of clay on that I did not want to get on there. Oh well. Okay, so, but here's the throwing so far. I think like one thing that I'm thinking about with my exterior hand is I want it to be like, especially in this right hand, a lot of times in this beginning phase, it's like sturdy. Like I always say, it's kind of like the wall. What I did there is a kind of like a fun trick. It didn't look that impressive on the shorter ones, but once you can get it taller, and then you can slow your wheel head down and right, if you're ever doing a demo, it looks really dope. Okay, so dang it. Okay, there we go. Really firm. I gotta sit more crossed, I think. Sorry. I gotta sit more like this. Yeah. But when I'm doing this, I'm thinking about my, well, I already passed that phase really, but this is the wall, smoothing out that bottom section, right? Taking my finger and then slowly building this up. And so you can see exactly what my hand's doing. So my thumb is out, so you can see this little bump. And then my hand is underneath that bump, while my left hand is just pushing that in, right? And so that's what's happening on that first pull. I call that one the llama pull. I used to call it the claw grip pull, but I had a student. She was like, "It kind of is like the happy llama, sad llama." And I was like, yes, happy llama, sad llama. This is now llama pull. So we're pulling out the llama pull for that one. And then again, you can see I'm trying to just define this little notch, right? And just take that notch right up the side of the pot. I'm really sad I couldn't get the camera working for you guys today. Man, it's really devastating. But this is something new with the angles, so this is kind of nice. I feel like I should have one of a face cam somewhere. I don't know, maybe this is enough camera angles. I think any more and it kind of gets a little bit too busy on the screen. But again, I'm just finding that little notch, right? I'll do it one more time. I think I can get one more. I should be able to get one good pull out of this bottom part here. I'm kind of being lazy. Alright, so here we go. One more. So I'm creating this little bump, right? Little bump. Fingers right underneath. I'm letting my finger on top just kind of snake right over top of it. I'm slowly pushing that little notch all the way up the side of that pot there, right? Look. I got a little bit thin on that bottom, but that's okay. Because now we got the height that we wanted, right? Kind of have to talk with the clay and give it a little bit sacrifice. You gotta sacrifice some stuff with it. You could, like realistically, if I wanted to, it would probably be a good idea to, what's the word? Color this pot in, but I'm not gonna mess with it. I need to start cruising or else I'm not gonna get done. But you could color that in. I'm right underneath, and that same thing, my finger is like popping out, and I'm right underneath that finger here, right? And I'm just following that up, following that up, following that up, right? And so that's what my hand's really doing on that exterior there. And so I think that's what you were sort of talking about, like specifically what is my finger doing on the poles, not the beginning phases. I love this clay so much because you can really get it wide, right? It has this like almost rubbery quality to it. And it really just wants to sit and do whatever you tell it to. It's such a good clay body when it's like stiff though. If this clay body is a little bit soft, right? Yeah, good luck. What's that show, Good Luck Charlie? Good Luck Charlie. Sometimes I get some weird, if y'all know how to fix this, I need to start asking you guys questions. I feel like that's something I'm not good at. But if you guys know how to fix that green buzzing on my GoPro every once in a while, I'd really appreciate that. It's kind of driving me a little bit like crazy. But I don't know, maybe you guys don't really notice it. Okay, so when I'm thinking about this one, I think this one is just a flange in, flange out. 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 Do that. Look at that. Yeah, we like that, guys. So this one looks pretty nice. And I was thinking I can't have something too busy on this bottom part on this pot. There's a lot going up on the top, and it's pretty like shorter, right? It's more stocky, and so if you have too much on the bottom, it's gonna just look too condensed. So I'm doing a little bit loose. Oh, Well, now it's totally tipped, but that's part of it now. I set my iPad on somewhere I probably shouldn't have, so I'm gonna get some dirty clay dust on it. Well, that's okay. I think I gotta turn down my audio too. It's pretty loud. So turn down the audio a little bit. I wonder if I'm just gonna be in the Minecraft jungle this whole time. Maybe I'll call this one Minecraft pottery. Even though it's not really, it's not really Minecraft pottery. It's just kind of just pottery with Minecraft background. But could you imagine if like a bunch of Minecrafters happen upon this and I get a bunch of Minecraft followers? I guarantee you a Minecraft follower would know how to fix my head cam though. That's for sure. I feel like the Minecraft people, they're so good at like port forwarding and all that. I feel like I just need to get some buddies who are really good at all the electrical stuff, because it would help me out so much. But for now it's okay. So again, we're doing that same thing. And so I hope I answered some of your questions on that first one, Beth, of where my hands are. It's really all about creating that little bump on the interior and then just carrying that bump up every time, right? That's really the most important part about it. There we go, that's one. You can see this one you're gonna get some height from. It gets a little bit wacky. That's all you do is you just stick your thumbs up. Boom, right? And take that. And scoop that up. Say, get back over here, buddy. I actually can't hear any of the Minecraft music now. Is there Minecraft music going on? I don't think there is, guys. Maybe I turned it too low. Alright, maybe I gotta turn this back up a little bit. Okay, I'm like in a dungeon in Minecraft. Okay. So there we go. You can always even just do stuff with one hand, right? And so it's all really, that left hand's doing like 90% of the work. I'm left-handed, by the way, but you'll know that I'm throwing as if I was a right-handed person. I try to throw left-handed before, it just does not work for me. I wish I knew how. Because then I could... What if that was my problem of my whole life? Is that, if I would have just learned everything like a true left-handed person instead of like bending my mind to right-handed mentality, maybe like it'd be totally different. But go. Let me close that one up. Go to the bottom here. Okay, down at the bottom. Pop that out. I don't know, I played Minecraft so much when I was a kid. I'm trying to remember some of the stories that were funny. Well, I was playing modded Minecraft with some friends not too long ago. I don't know, I think modded Minecraft is really cool. And there's this like mod pack called Botania, right? And Botania, it's like plants as electricity essentially, right? And so you can like automate a bunch of things. And it's kind of like if you like those things that you like managing things, right? And there's like progression rewards for you managing things properly and figuring out and solving your own problems and stuff using the automation, and that like is totally up your alley. I think that's kind of what I liked about it. And the fact that none of my friends were doing. But, yeah. Anyway, I'm pushing this in. And so you see, I'm just feeding that bead up every time. Compressing that top edge. Pull this out a little bit. We gotta do another pull in the bottom here. I'm pretty thin in some areas, probably a little bit too thin. But that's the point of these forms, is just get them as thin as you can, right? I actually think this angle is kind of nice. I think I might do this angle a few more times. I think, thank you, Beth, for your comment, because I think it gave me like a new way to do these things. These videos. Okay, so we're gonna go 1, 2. We're gonna be tight this time. We're gonna try to get a lot more of the swirls. Right? Look at that. We're just emphasizing. I don't really need to be doing this, but I'm already kind of twisting it really tight, so I'm like, also, hands got to get a little bit wetter. It's okay, here we go. Okay. Oh, we ripped. We're going to leave it, and it's going to slowly settle down. Boom. Right, those are the moments in ceramics where you have to just let the clay chill. Right? Because if you alter it any more from what just happened there, it makes the pot, it loses some level of immediacy, right? When you feel it, it's about to break, and you see it, and you just let it settle in that spot, it feels like they're little frames of time, right? And glaze, it's such an interesting form too, because glaze pools in weird ways. That's why I don't know if I should glaze these now, right? I feel like there's something about each one of these pots that could have its own special glaze. Like I can imagine some like luster, gold luster on the inside, but nowhere else. Just on this little bits on the inside there that you wouldn't normally get to see. It's really fun, and there's like some really nice thin qualities to this. I gotta be really gentle with this one. This is gonna be kind of funny. They're all gonna be leaning. Okay. But there we go. Twisting this pot. Oh, look at that, guys. It's like a little drum. This music is beautiful. Okay. But this one gets a cut. It's gonna be kind of awkward, I think, here. So we'll see how we do. Come on. Do some weird undulation cuts. Okay. So this is going to be really kind of weird and off because I did a short one first, and then this one right here is a medium one. But part of me is thinking it had to be done. The side's already off-centered. It's already like off-ripped, right? It's not symmetrical, right? So I'm thinking in my mind, like maybe I lean into that a little bit more and have one of these sides just really Creepy. Look at that. Nice. Take this whole edge. Just curling that up the side of the pot. Oh no. So we had a break, right? But we can just plop that up on there. And kind of make it look like it's together. And that will dry. I mean, the clay's so wet, it's kind of sticky like glue right now. That one's kind of looked interesting for a second as it was going down, but we'll leave this one just like that. Look at that, guys. So that's what this one looks like. But you can see how we give a little bit more height, and then we can allow for that stuff to sort of have some fun on the bottom there, right? Really like how this one's looking, guys. There we go, guys. Look at that. Okay, now we just want this one to survive. So all we want is just to be okay for just a little bit longer, buddy. Bum, 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 bum. I gotta turn this down a little bit. It's getting a little bit too hype in here. Turn the calm Minecraft music down. Alrighty. So here we go. I think maybe I move this one a little bit, right? That works. Okay. Wet that down. Hands are so dirty. Okay, here we start. And again, I'm just pushing this down. You can see my wrist. I'm like peeling that down like a freaking orange or something. There we go. Rotated. Okay. I'm taking that up. The clay right there. Nice. Look at that, dude. We're gonna go down. Alright, go to the bottom of the clay, curl that up the side of the pot, just like that, guys, just like that. You can really have some fun with the clay when you learn how to move it and manipulate it. You're in a really good spot. Right, look at that, guys. I think I've really gotten so good at the centering stage of things. I think the only troubles I have nowadays, even with large amounts of clay, I've been doing a really good job of centering large amounts. I haven't shown you guys me throwing large amounts, but I threw some for one of my classes, and I just felt like I was in total control of even a larger amount of clay, right? So, here we are with the llama pole. Underneath, go to the bottom here. Just taking that clay. A little thin on the edge there, so I want to thicken that up with my thumb, right around there. Back to the bottom. And pump this up. Look at that. And you know, when Beth was asking, like, how much clay am I throwing with? I don't know, right? I think the best way I can answer that question, how much clay am I throwing enough with? Enough to make the form that I'm thinking about, right? Like, when you feel clay, like Like when I hold a ball of clay, I like have images of what it can be before I even set on the wheel, right? Just from the weight and feeling it. It's not because I know the weight of it, right? It's because I feel the weight of it. It's not because I see how much there is, it's because I feel how much there is, right? It's very different. Look at that, guys. This one's really good. It's a little bit thick on the bottom, but it's really nice right now. So I think I'm gonna get a good pot out of this one. So I'm gonna leave it how it is. But you can see on all my pots, there's slight differences between them all, right? Sometimes when I cut the clay from the chunk, right? Sometimes I mess it up a little bit, right? But I allow those things to sort of come in and end up influencing, well, maybe not influencing, informing the form, right? It's all these little micro decisions, right, that I'm trying to, that's why I don't want to make it too complex right now, guys. Right, I just want to do the throwing and see what I can just do with just throwing, right? The glazing and all that stuff can come later. That's a whole nother thing. I think nowadays people get too excited about the glazing their pots when they haven't even figured out what the form of the pot should be. Oh, guys, feeling so freaking good about these pots today. And that's not to say that that's just my opinion on it, right? I don't hate on people for just like wanting to, glaze their pots, right? But I feel like whenever I do it, they don't feel like my pots. But when I throw, they feel like my pots. Even maybe aesthetically, it might be linked to some other people, but like they feel good, right? Whenever I glaze something, it's not because I don't like how the glaze turned out. It just feels like that's somebody else's glaze. I'm just like surfacing all over my pots. And so I think I just got to think about glaze a lot before I start glazing all these things. Like part of me was just like, just glaze them and get them done. But then I was like, whoa. You're going to be spending a year and you just want to finish them, like, let's just do them justice, right? Your goal should never be to finish the pot, right? It should be to, like, have a conversation with that pot and sort of understand, like, what it's wanting out of you, right? I mean, it's not like the literal, like, conversation, right? But once you get so connected with the material, right? Like when you know how much gas to give when you're trying to get right off of a red light to a green light, you're not flooring it, right? But you have a feeling of, how smooth you got to be with the pedal, right? In the same exact way, you'll get to understand the clay, right? And it will start telling you things. Whoa, hey, buddy, too thin. Come on. Okay. Sometimes it gets too thin and it buckles in on itself. Just because my wire is a little bit thicker of a gauge. Wow, look at that. I feel like just letting the thing be kind of free flowing. The dragon flowers. So funny. I really think that's such a good name. That name, Dragon Flowers, I gotta use it. It's just such a fucking cool name. Alright guys, this is number 3. Oh, you know, that's kind of a cool video. If I start doing it, I kind of like the way that this is boxed, right? The framing of this right now, like this feels kind of good to me. It feels like I'm utilizing what's given to me a little bit better. And then I'm gonna be recording this background thing in 4K soon, and so then it will look really, really clean, and I won't have to minimize my. We're gonna hold this one actually. I feel like these other two are just so loud. They gotta be in the front. They gotta be talking to you first. Like this one, hey, how you doing? Right? Like, look at that. It's like screaming at us, guys. Or maybe we can get a little bit of a little bump underneath there too. Say, you know, we got some surprise in there. Let the viewer know. Just from the thumbnail, right? So this one right over here. Oh my god. What an image is. Oh my lord, guys. And what we can do, we can get that out. Look at that, guys. So cool. Okay, sweet. Alright, thank you guys so much for watching. I'm really trying my best to give you guys like content that's worth watching. And things are gonna get better too as I get this new camera. It's gonna look really clean. And I think sometimes there's a satisfying element to ceramics that's like undeniable. So I'm gonna try to get something really clean for you guys. But in the meantime, all the best, strong mentality, peace. What's in here?